What's going on, guys? Jeff here for Premium Aquatics, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Eshopp's Reef Sump 75. Hope everybody is having a fantastic day, and if you're new to what we're doing here, this is where we take a look at new products each and every week to help you make an informed decision on what is right for you, your reef tank, and your budget. And this week we're going to be taking a look at the Eshopp's RS75, so let's jump into it.
Alright folks, so today we have the Eshopp's Reef Sump, which is the RS75. There is also the RS100, RS200, and RS300. Some of the features of this sump is that it has a quiet operation. The total dimensions of the 75 is 18 by 10 by 16. The skimmer compartment is 8 by 9.5, and the return compartment is 3.5 by 9.5. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got inside. Nice return line here. Really nice return line. That flex tubing makes life a lot easier. What we're going to do is take this guy out of the box, get on the table so we can take a better look at it. Alright, so overall footprint of the sump is 18 by 10 by 16. This is going to be really ideal for folks that have a smaller aquarium that are looking to get the equipment out of their aquarium if they had it in the display tank. Maybe they're running a hang on the back filter and it's time for them to want to take a step in a direction that's going to allow them to really improve their overall aquarium husbandry. Now, as far as the overall design of the RS75, if we turn it sideways, if you turn it sideways here, you can see that the overflow chamber where the water would come in from the top, up here at the top, there's a hole. As you can see my hand going in there. You have the pipe and the bulkhead that come with the sump. The water is going to flow down into this first chamber. So what this first section is going to do for you is it's going to act as a detritus trap. So a lot of the stuff that first comes into the sump is going to get caught up down here, and ideally you're going to be able to siphon this out and clean up some of the detritus. You have this panel right here that's going to increase the water level, and then it's going to flow into your sock. What I absolutely love about how small this sump is and what it's going to do for you is it's going to allow you to use a 4-inch sock. Most sumps that are this small do not allow you to use that 4-inch sock. You have to usually buy some type of specialty sock that is kind of hard to come by, and it's a pain. I love the fact that you can use a 4-inch sock, because 4-inch socks are probably the most common socks out there. The water will flow into the sock. The sock, depending on what micron sock you're using, is going to filter out debris. Then it's going to go into this first chamber. Up here at the top, if your sock were to become clogged, you have that emergency overflow built into the back that is going to allow water to pass into that next chamber. So that's a safety feature built right into this guy that's going to help reduce the risk of your sump overflowing in the event that of a power outage or your sock becomes full to the point where it's no longer allowing water to pass through it. I've always been bad about changing my socks, and that's why for the most part I don't use them. But it's really good to see a sump that has a safety feature designed into it in the event that your sock were to become clogged to the point where that water can no longer pass through it and it'll start flowing into the next chamber. And it's really great to see that Eshopp's has put that into the design of the sump that's going to add to the overall redundancy and safety of the sump itself. Alright, so next, the water's going to come through the sock, flow into this chamber right here, and your water level is decided by this baffle right here. Let's see what the height is of that baffle. So I'm going to say that's about 7 inches. So the overall design of this sump is going to allow for a 7 inches of water in this section of the sump, which this is going to allow for a lot of different sized skimmers that are definitely going to be geared towards the smaller aquariums such as this sump. So they gave you a lot of room in this area, and the top is opened up, which is always good. Again, towards the top, as you can see right here, they have another overflow. So if this were to become clogged in some situation, that water is going to spill into the next chamber. They also included a sponge here, which is going to help diffuse any bubbles from entering into the return section of the sump, and going to help keep micro bubbles out of your tank, especially if your sump goes haywire. Those aren't going to enter into the display tank, and your display tank is going to continue to look really good. Then you have this last section right here. Has a water level mark, so if you decide to go with that, you can, depending on what you have for a return pump, you can definitely utilize that line to kind of set up your auto top off and constantly have water flowing, fresh water flowing into that. So once that water drops below that level, that auto top off kicks on. You really can do whatever you want right here. You don't necessarily have to go by that. You could have your water level as high as you want it, you know, to the point where it was all the way up here. You probably don't want to go too high, because in the event of a power outage, the water is going to siphon back into the sump because the pump's not working, and you want to allow for some space to basically accept some of the water from the display tank. So here on the top you have a lid, so you're able to access that sock and be able to do maintenance on this portion of the sump. You also have that hole for the bulkhead, and one thing, it looks like you would be able to use a clear filter on this sump if that was something that you were interested in. For somebody like me who isn't that good about changing out socks, it's always important to, you know, if you have the ability to automate, you probably should. But I definitely like the overall design of that as well. Alright folks, that is our look at the RS75. A great little sump that is definitely going to help some hobbyists expand and be able to take some of the equipment out of their display tank and put it into the sump. Sumps are definitely the best way to go when it comes to overall husbandry for your reef tank. So if you don't have a sump on your system, I strongly recommend that you consider that, because it's definitely going to help improve the overall look of your system. If you want to take a look at the RS75 or the other sumps that are available from Eshopp, there's going to be a link in the description which will bring you to Premium Aquatics, where you can do some more research or even pick one up for yourself. Alright folks, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you for joining me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified every time that we upload a new video. That's going to do it for this one. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week right here with a brand new product.